Pleasant greetings to all. The law of echo says that if you shout into an echo chamber, a shout will return to you. If you curse into an echo chamber, a curse will return to you. And if you sing into an echo chamber, a song will come back to you. Aha! But not so when you have God in the very chambers of your heart. This law of God's echo also applies to life. You get back from life exactly what you give to life. So, let us talk about what Christian forgiveness is not. Christian forgiveness is not simply excusing, that is, explaining a fault or an offense. A father once explained to his young children why he has been unfaithful to their mother. He said, "She has not taken care of me. Although she has been a good mother, she was not a good wife." And of course, that was the closest he could get to asking forgiveness, explaining his fault. He quips years after the breakup, "They understood me. They are now grown-ups. They have forgiven me." Yes, forgiveness may come easy with understanding, but it is not just understanding. In fact, heroic Christian forgiveness will often forego understanding. Jesus demonstrated this when he said on the cross, "Father, forgive them. They know not what they do." Christian forgiving is not simply pardoning, that is, releasing a person from punishment. John Paul II went to his assailant's cell to communicate God's healing and forgiveness. But it would be foolish to think that the criminal, soon after being forgiven, could plead for a release from the punishment of imprisonment. No, sir. I may be freed from eternal punishment, but not from the temporal effects of my sins. For example, the inevitability of contracting AIDS due to my past promiscuous lifestyle. A good understanding of this aspect of divine mercy can prevent many souls from doubting God's forgiveness as soon as they experience the temporal punishment effected by their past sins. They should remember that God's divine mercy also gives them strength to face these temporary sufferings and turn them into eternal sacrifices for the salvation of oneself and others. Christian forgiveness is not similar to trusting again. Akala ko ba pinatawad mo na ako? Bakit hindi ka pa rin nagtitiwala sa akin? I thought you have forgiven me. Why don't you trust me still? An oft-repeated post-forgiveness refrain indeed. Remember that forgiveness is grace. It is freely given. However, trust is something earned. I may have forgiven you for stealing money from my office, but that does not mean that I will have to entrust my money again to you as my cashier or as my accountant. Christian forgiveness is not simply forgetting the misdeeds. Forgive and forget, says one song. Sorry guys, that is magical thinking. It just doesn't work in real life. Forget? Hello? Our brains do not even possess a tiny bit of gland created for that purpose, I think. Forgetting is even a disease of the brain. So, why forget? The opposite is true. Forgive and remember. Remember how, on your own capacity, you yourself are unable to forgive. That it is God who forgives the other through you. Of course, the presupposition is that you have first received the forgiveness of God. So let's talk about what Christian forgiveness is. Christian forgiveness is a choice, a decision of faith. It is not possible to have the virtue of faith without the grace of forgiveness. Christian forgiveness is a conscious act of will. It is a free and willful act and not just a passive waiting for time to heal till one forgets. Christian forgiveness is being responsible for my responses or reactions. It is born of a proactive mindset and attitude reflecting one's being a child of God. Forgiveness stops the blaming game. Only mature people can truly forgive as God does. Christian forgiveness is giving up the right to hurt someone back. Christian forgiveness is choosing instead to do what is best for that person. That is quite difficult, right? Christian forgiveness is overcoming evil with good, and it is actually a reversing of the law of revenge. Christian forgiveness is always in the context of Christian love, if it were to be a genuine and lasting kind of forgiveness. Therefore, it goes without saying that the highest thing love can do is to forgive everyone, even one's enemies. For a Christian, any love short of forgiveness is only a noisy gong. Can I recall a time when I did something loving toward an enemy or prayed for someone who mistreated me? Remember, kindness is loving people more than they deserve. May God bless our hearts with genuine forgiveness. Amen.